Hey guys, welcome back to Coders Arcade. This is Ashank David. And in today's video, we are gonna talk about the differences between generative AI and agentic AI. Now, in today's world, this word agentic AI has become so much popular. Everybody is talking about agentic AI. So, what exactly is that agentic AI and how we can use it in our lives? How it is different from generative AI and how it works. So let's discuss all of it in today's video. So without any further ado, let's get right into the topic. All right. So right here, we guys might have already heard about our generative AI. Am I correct? In short form, you might have also heard about Gen AI. Gen AI is the same term we use for generative AI. Speaking about generative AI is something that you guys and all of us are already being using from past 2 to 3 years by now. And generative AI is something that has become very common nowadays. What exactly is generative AI and how it is different from agentic AI? Generative AI, as the name suggests, it is used to generate some content. Let us talk about that in more depth right here. So, what exactly is generative AI? Generative AI means something who generates a content. So it's a content generator, artificial intelligence. So basically, what kind of contents we can generate? We can generate images, we can generate text, we can then generate codes, we can generate etc. etc. Multiple things we can generate. Maybe you can ask, for example, here you can ask ChatGPT to generate some code or images, etc. etc. So basically, you can ask ChatGPT to generate a code for me, or maybe you can ask ChatGPT to generate an email for your office, or email for your work or school, or wherever you would like to. So basically, you're asking ChatGPT to do it, and ChatGPT is generating that content. Or maybe you are editing a photo through AI. You are asking AI that I want to remove this particular object from this photo, so it removes it, so it generates a new content. Then if you're asking of an AI to remove the background of a photo, so that is also something that is happening. So it's also under content generation only, so that is done by generative AI. It generates a type of content that you want it to. Next, who generates this content? Our main question is, who generates the content. So basically, what generates the content? LLMs does. Large language models, you can see. Large language models are the models which are built using deep learning, machine learning models, which are trained in large data, big amounts of data. We train them. You already know about LLMs. Many different LLMs are there. A lot of different LLMs are there. For example, we have ChatGPT, we have Anthropic Claude, we have Google Gemini, and many of them are there. Copilot, we have DeepSeek. We have different kinds of LLMs that you can see. So conclusion is that the job of the Gen AI or generative AI ends when the content generation is complete. So this is the meaning of Gen AI or generative AI. This is something that we are using commonly, and I want to show you something. Something here. These are some of the points that I wanted to tell you. Gen AI is mostly reactive. We give a prompt, it reacts to that prompt, and it generates the content. So it is reactive in nature. Gen AI is always reactive in nature. Low autonomy, it has very low autonomy, meaning it cannot take decision making power of Gen AI is there, but it is very bad. It's like very less, it's not as strong. So decision making cannot be done through these kind of Gen AI concepts. You might have seen that when you're talking to ChatGPT and ChatGPT tells you something, you tell, no, no, I like this, or this is the way it is done. So ChatGPT agrees on your point very easily. right? So it is very low autonomy, meaning it cannot take decisions on its own, and it will just rely on whatever the data is there. That is low autonomy. Then it has knowledge cutoff. What is knowledge cutoff? Many different LLM models have got only limited data knowledge. For example, ChatGPT 4.0 was having only data until 2023 or 2024. So the data cannot be accessed after that. You might have seen that sometimes if you ask ChatGPT something which is very new, or is contexting to the very new modern times, then something like searching for web comes on ChatGPT while loading. That is because the knowledge is cut off from the time, the last date which is given inside that. So what happens is, if the ChatGPT has knowledge of only 2024, so it will not go beyond it. If it wants to search anything, then it would use external or internal softwares to do it, or APIs to do it. A real world example that I would explain to you guys to tell what is Gen AI is chef in a restaurant. Chef just only prepares a dish. That is its job, to generate the content. That is it. He cannot take the order. A chef will not take the order, of course. That is the job of a waiter. He cannot serve the dishes. Chef doesn't serve the dishes. He just cooks inside the kitchen, right? Cannot manage the staff. Chef's job is to just cook, so it will just cook. Similarly, Gen AI means only do whatever is the only basically only generate the content. Understood our point? Now, for example, if you ask ChatGPT to buy stocks, okay, what I mean to say, listen to this, okay? Let's say if I ask ChatGPT to buy stock, if a particular stock price is met, you buy the stock and send me an email about it, notification on email about it. ChatGPT won't be able to do it, because ChatGPT cannot go to multiple different applications and do it. It has to do only one thing. So that is why ChatGPT is Gen AI. So I hope that this part is very clear. So Gen AI can do only content generation. Understood our point? But what if I give all these power, when we add all the other features and abilities to the same Gen AI, it becomes agentic AI, guys. Agentic AI. This is the most important part of this video. Gen AI, already people know about it. And I just was giving you a brief introduction to it, just a brief understanding about it. But when it comes to agentic AI is something very advanced than generative AI. What happens in agentic AI? So basically, it has higher level of autonomy, meaning it is very powerful in decision making. You just have to give the prompt and it will decide on its own how to do it, what to do, and how to do it, and then it will perform the task. So, very high level of autonomy means decision making power of agentic AI is very high. It's very powerful. Ability to perform actions. It has the ability to perform the action, and it has access to different tools. So, these are the three major points of agentic AI. You can think of agentic AI like, you know, this project manager. Say, suppose you have an IT company, you have project manager. Okay. So basically, agentic AI will use agents, AI agents, and where these AI agents will come from, let's understand that. So let's say, suppose we have a project manager in a software company, in an IT company, in a software company, and under him, we have front end engineer, we have back end engineer, we have DevOps engineer. So multiple different types of engineers are there: front end, back end, and DevOps. These front end, back end, and DevOps are the agents. These are the actual agents, AI agents, and the agentic AI is the project manager here. So it takes care of all the things, and for every task, we have a separate agent. For example, if I want to give the real world example, I would like to tell you a restaurant manager, because we have understood with that restaurant example, we'll understand it with the help of that. So for example, restaurant manager, this guy, what he does, It plans the menu also. He orders the ingredients also. He assigns the chef also. He checks the inventory also. He solves the problems also, and he ensures that the dinner is served on time. So basically, this is the job of agentic AI. And here, who is agentic AI? Restaurant manager, the general manager of the restaurant. He has the ability to do this, and for everything, he will have an AI agent. One separate agent for just planning the menu, another separate agent will be given to just ordering the ingredients, another separate agent will be given to assigning the chef, okay, another separate agent will be given to just to check the inventory, another separate agent will be given to solve the problem, and last one more agent will be given to ensure the dinner is served on time. So for this also, for this also, for this also, this also, this also, this also, separate AI agents are gonna get hired. Who will hire them? The restaurant manager, or in this case our agentic AI. So, in a nutshell, agentic AI is a proper system or architecture that are built on platforms, action, and complete the task with minimal human intervention. So, basically, agentic AI is something that, or you just have to, in a nutshell, I'm going to tell you this. In a nutshell, you just give a prompt, only one prompt you give. I want to do this. It will automatically decide how to do it. It will decide how to do it first. Higher level of autonomy here. Remember that point. This point that I told you. Higher level of autonomy. You give the prompt to Agentic AI, it will decide on that spot how many agents I want and how the task will be done. Depending upon how the task will be done, it will allocate multiple agents to one particular task. And then it will perform it together in harmony. It will do the job. A very good example that you can see is nowadays, if you ask Gemini, particularly in some phone companies brand nowadays, you can just open Gemini, or you can open whatever the AI that particular company is using, and you can say that summarize this video and put the summary of this video into my Google Keeps, for example, or any notes app. What it will do? It will go and one agent will be allocated in the uh, YouTube or whatever, wherever the video is getting played, and then it will summarize that video, create a transcript. Say for example, I'll tell you here. Say suppose a real world example I'm gonna tell you. Example. Say suppose you're watching YouTube. You're watching YouTube, okay? And now you're watching a video on YouTube, okay? Now you said summarize this video. Summarize this video and um, make the notes on it and save it to my notes app. So what agentic AI will do? One agent will be assigned. His job will be to summarize, then create transcript. Transcript means caption of that summarized caption. Then that will be the job of this particular agent. Okay. Now another agent will be agent number one is for YouTube. Okay. Another agent will be there will be another agent, agent two, who will be on the notes app. The data will be transferred from agent 1 to this agent 2, and agent 2 will go to notes app. It will create a new note and then paste the summary. Okay, so basically here we used two agents, agent 1 and agent 2. And together, this whole architecture will be monitored by the Agentic AI guy. So basically, this is the meaning of Agentic AI, guys. This is literally possible in many phone companies. For example, I can give you example of Samsung only. In latest Samsung series, you can just open Gemini and you can give a prompt. I want to do this same exact task. You can try this. You just tell this, and it will do it for you on the latest phones available from Samsung. So this is the meaning of Agentic AI, guys. I hope so that this is very, very much clear. Gen AI or generative AI will not be able to do this. This is very difficult for Gen AI to do, and that is why Agentic AI is here for us. This is the meaning of Agentic AI. I hope so that whatever I wanted to explain in this video, I was able to explain it. If you have any doubts or issues with this, please do let me know in the comment section below. I'll help you with that. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Coders Arcade. And don't forget to press the bell icon also so that you won't miss any future updates. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, happy learning.